All right. Hello, trio participant. My name is Caleb Gardner. Thank you for choosing to listen to this workshop. I'm going to talk about help finding and getting it on campus. No, it's not the most creative title. Sorry, but I couldn't think of anything better. And it gets to the point. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty laid back one. Oops. This this can be a pretty laid back presentation. I don't think it should take too long, like 30 to 40 minutes. So, get comfortable if this is for you. Specifically, this is for anyone who's ever needed help, period, on campus or in life. So if that doesn't apply to you, feel free to go. If you're here just for the, trio requirement or something like that, I won't judge. It's cool. Just hope you take something away from it besides the 100-question quiz afterwards. All right, let's go. By the way, there is a quiz. It's not 100 questions, but 7 questions. It should be pretty easy. I made it myself, so it's fine. Pay enough attention and you'll get through it. Trust me. Don't even worry about it. But yeah, let's start. All right, MSU Denver and help. Off the bat, you as a student at MSU have probably chosen one of the best universities to go to in terms of getting help and support in what you do. MSU Denver has a lot of help options. The JSSB, Jordan CSS building, is probably the best building for it. It's the building you're most likely in right now, and it's the building Trio is stationed in, which this presentation is sponsored by. We'll get back to Trio later. But first floor is all department. You guys will probably know this, but the front desk tells you what department to go to if you have a question, depending on what you need done. First booth, admissions. Second booth, advising. Third, fourth, fifth, etc. Popular one is financial aid and scholarships. You'll most likely get acquainted with that throughout being your undergrad year. Yeah. SSB is, without a doubt, the best building to get help in. Also, tutoring center is in here as well. MSU's personal writing center is in here. Yeah, just a tons of help. And I'll get into those a little bit more as we go. Another thing I like to mention, smaller classes. Unlike the stereotypical university look where there's 300 students, one professor, MSU doesn't really have that. A few of you who this isn't your first year might already have noticed this. But the largest class I've been in out of 3 years, is has been like 30, 32 kids, so it's not bad. You get to know your professors, your students, way more than you would in a university. All right, campus resources. I'll be listing these campus resources off through the slides. They are a little bit out of order. Don't let that confuse you. I'm sorry in advance for this, but yeah. Advising, tutoring, IT service help desk, counseling, mentoring, CESA, engagement wellness, and food pantry. I will get into those as we go. There are way more resources on campus that can help you out. These are just ones that I've handpicked because I find them really important, the ones I know about or have used, or really think people should know about. And yeah. Oh, that's right. CESA. CESA is also where Trio is located or what Trio is part of. I will get into that because Trio are people I'm doing this for. But yep, let's go. Advising. All right. So if you may already know your advisors or have met with them or sat down with them, but the advising booth is actually on the first floor of the SSB, and the main advisor department is in the West Classroom building. Room I forgot. But advising, they give you guidance on choosing majors and minors, your concentrations, academic programs, career planning, policy and procedures. They refer students to university resources as appropriate. So it's pretty much a case-by-case basis on what you need advising help with. Yeah. So a bit, not really a story, but something that's true. The first year I was here, first and second, I had an advisor named Chris Brown who left this last year. But he was a great guy. Now I have a different advisor. She's all right, but no Chris Brown. That was his real name, and he used to get asked about it all the time. Yeah. Cool guy, though. Cool guy. And the last thing I did, I sold him a pair of headphones for like $5. I feel bad about it, though, because they didn't work that well. but he bought them. I'm rambling, but let's keep going. Tutoring. All right. So I'm sure most of you know about tutoring or have used the tutoring center, but the main tutoring center is in room 201 in this building, the JSSB, Georgia Success Building. They have a front desk there that'll help you out. And, oh, actually, I'm wrong. Suite 220 is the tutoring center, but Suite 201 writing is the writing center. Yes, I got those two things mixed up. My bad. But they're right next to each other. You can find them in the SSB's room and second floor. I mean, on the right hand side of the building. For students, the tutoring center is for students who might not only need help in writing or math, or whatever, but want to actually excel in class. So it's not just for if you're falling behind. It's always free. It's one-on-one or group sessions, depending on what you want to do. Appointments are better, but you can also do walk-ins. There's department tutoring. So the math lab has tutoring. There's also the computer science lounge and the STEM lounge, which is not on this slide presentation, but is one that's support for STEM students. The math tutoring center is in the science building, room 1046, and the computer science student lounge is in the AES building, room 237. Yeah, so it just depends on what you need. Yep. Moving on. Engagement and wellness. So the Engagement and Wellness program helps students with leadership skills and personal development skills through student organizations. They help students stay the course to succeed in career, school, and life. They offer personal support and help you overcome life's hurdles. Pretty much anything real that happens to you as you're going through, your years here. I know they help students who are going through like a death in the family, or if you're evicted at home, just different things that life throws at you, real things that you just can't account for. They're on the third floor of the Tivoli on the left-hand side. You can't really miss them. Yeah, this is a program that students really utilize more, and that a few students may not know about really, but yeah, they really help students with big issues. Yeah, because if you can't, you can't really immerse yourself in school and everything if you're worrying about what's going on at home. So, yeah, engagement and wellness. All right, CESA, a lot here. CESA stands for the Center of Equity and Student Achievement. CESA is an umbrella program, so it covers 8 different branches. This covers the CME, Center for Multicultural Excellence and Inclusion, Immigrant Services, EPIC Scholars, and TRIO SSS, TRIO Student Support Services. This video is sponsored by First Initiatives, LGBTQ Student Resource Services, Veteran Military Student Services, or the College of Assistant Migrant Program, CAMP, or CAMP, CAMP for short. Yeah, so they cover a lot. They pretty much take up the entire second floor and beyond of the Student Success Building. Right-hand side, that is. Yeah, starting it off is the CME, Center for Multicultural Excellence and Inclusion. They have services like Brother to Brother. That's the one I'm actually part of, so it comes off the bat easy for me. But yeah, if you're a student of minority, that's where you can get help. And yeah, they're just real inclusive up there, pretty much. There's immigrant services. So this is to help support undocumented students and students supported by DACA. Pretty much immigrant and refugee students, and they are also representative for the students as well. EPIC Scholars, program I didn't know about too much until I actually made these slides I'm talking about right now. EPIC Scholars are actually help students, former or current, in the foster care system, or students who are independent, so they're doing all this on their own, or if they have some really unique situation that they're going through that kind of make it hard to get through, somehow going it alone. There's TRIO, SSS, Student Support Services. TRIO helps students with financial need, maybe have mental or physical disability. If you check one or all those boxes, or you just need extra help through school. They offer advisors, peer mentors. They have workshops all the time. They post fun events that go towards your trio requirements, so you could be part of trio. Yeah, so all around support there. First gen initiatives, if you're a first generation student, meaning that you were the first generation of your family to go to college. LGBTQ Student Resource Center, if you identify with LGBTQ, Resource Center right there. Veteran Military Student Services, again, kind of self-explanatory. If you're a veteran, there's student services for you. College Assistant Migrant Program, or CAMP, sort of in the same way that the Immigrant Student Services works, is that sort of the same idea with migrant program, student migrant program. So, like migrant students, seasonal farm workers, or their children, like involved in higher ed. That's where CAMP steps in. Yeah. Also, this is a nice picture. At least I thought so. It's not that updated. We have a few more people in this in CESA, and a few of these people are gone. But yeah, still a nice photo. Okay, this is a better photo. I hope you guys can see my mouse. I know a lot of these people here know him, know her, know her, him. What? Stop that. Okay. Him, her, kind of him, and her. Yeah. But everyone in this picture is pretty nice. In case you were to, catch any of these people on the street or anything, you know what they look like. But yeah, moving on. Food pantry. The food pantry is another resource a lot of students actually don't know about. It's in the Tivoli as well, second floor. The Roadrunner Food Pantry serves services to fight hunger on campus by providing basic nutritional food for students in times of need. They're sponsored by the Student Engagement and Wellness Center. Call back to what I mentioned the Engagement Wellness slide. The Student Government Assembly and the MSU Denver community. It's available to all MSU Denver students, and provides snacks and pantry items for meal preparation. Yeah. Once again, really nice people who are actually part of the food pantry. And if you walk in there, they are at the front desk in the food pantry, really helpful, really polite and nice. This is a service that, even if you don't need it, tell your friends or people you might know who need it or who you think might need it, because it's a important service that MSU offers. And I went 3 years without knowing the service existed. So let's not keep this a secret. Yeah, second floor of the Tivoli. Yeah. Also, it's kind of works on a food need basis. So you just kind of be, considerate when thinking about the food pantry. But yeah, it's really important, and yeah, just spread the word really. All right, the counseling center, another really important and helpful resource on campus. Sort of the same thing I said for the food pantry will also go for the counseling center. Just tell others about it if you can, because some students just might not know about it. This is on the 6th floor of Tivoli building. Yep. And just for students who are overwhelmed, feeling stuck, depressed, students having a tough time balancing school, relationships, or job stresses, problems at school, or financial problems, personal. It gives you someone to talk to. They do individual and couple and group counseling, and I put a link to an online assessment here. It's free and anonymous, and if you feel like you don't want to take a screening, you can just come back to the slide and find and click on this link. Yeah, and it's all confidential. It's just kind of tell you where you are and help you figure out if you want to go and take the next step and actually walk to the counseling center. So something a little bit personal, not to make this too heavy, but I could put my 2 cents into how well the counseling center is. I actually had a friend who was going to the counseling center a few years back. He told me I should go. And even though I thought about it, I didn't, commit to it. I said, I'll go, and didn't. And he actually ended up going and finding his own therapist later on, but I went up there and did go. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, the first couple times is strange. It's kind of weird, talking to someone about yourself, but that's actually what they're there for. Yeah, and yeah, they just really helpful in that way. And it doesn't always necessarily have to be that you are facing like suicidal thoughts or that you are feel like you're gonna hurt people, anything, sort of extreme in that manner. But if you just need someone to actually talk to, they are there. Some people, some people don't have people, friends or family members who they can be real with or talk to the problems about. So it's great to have this as a outlet for that. Also, it's free. This is included in your tuition. Yeah, normally counseling actually costs a little bit of money, a shiny penny. So it's great that MSU offers this for you professionals who are there to actually sit down and listen with you. Yeah. And yeah, it's actually worth it going up there. It's a real important piece of campus that students should be utilizing more. Yeah. And I would recommend counseling to anyone, not just someone, who's crazy, to be frank, but actually to anyone really, because everyone needs someone to talk to. All right, finding that help. We've kind of passed up our really informational part of it, but now we're at just sort of how to find it at help. You can go online, of course, to msudenver.edu or msudenver.edu/student hub, or just any of these will really work. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with MSU Student Hub. You probably use that 1,000 times by now. Even as a freshman, you probably use that 1,000 times by now. Either of these sites will work. You can click on search, look up any of the stuff I mentioned before, or any of the sites I didn't mention. Like I said, I think second slide or third slide, MSU has a bunch of different programs that help support students in ways that I just couldn't fit on this slide. There are a ton of them on MSU, really supportive campus. The JSSB, the Jordan Success Building, is the best building to get help. If you don't know where to go, just go to the welcome desk, ask them where something is. They will look it up or direct you to the right counter you need to go to. It's all right there. IT Service Help Desk is in the West Classroom, room 245 from 8 to 5. Really helpful. Everyone has a technical issue now and then, especially if you're not tech savvy. They come in handy. You'll probably have to see them at least once, just going through your undergrad year. Yeah. I got kind of creative, by the way. I took some liberties with the transitions, if you haven't noticed, but the first step, admitting it. So there is plenty of help on campus, like I mentioned before, and I'm trying to find a way to word this. Oops. I'm trying to find a way to word this, but use it. I mean, you pay for it. It's part of your tuition. Why not, just use the things that you're paying for, whether regardless if you use it or not, you've paid for it, so you might as well use it. Asking for help doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that you're stupid. It means sometimes you just need help. It's hard for some people than it is for others to ask for it. Believe me, I know how hard it is. I really, really do. In fact, I'm telling this to you guys, but it's easier said than done. Going out and admitting you need help and looking for it is a whole different thing than, sitting about it, talking about it, or telling you guys about it. Yeah. But it's for your own success. And sometimes it's really obvious to others when you need help and you look, well, foolish when you don't admit it. Yeah. Someone can see you struggling, and yeah, you can still go on your way thinking that you're fine. Hence this picture I included in the PowerPoint. For those of you who know, Monty Python, but for those of you who don't, it's a funny movie. All right, what it means to seek help. Like I said before many times, everyone needs help. It's okay to admit it. It can be hard to ask for help. I know for sure. All right, art major story. Back in high school, I was an engineering major for STEM. The STEM standing for Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics. I took my 2 years in engineering, and then 1 year I accidentally signed up for art. That was going to be elective. It wasn't. It ended up replacing my engineering class. I didn't know how to fix it, and it was supposed to be a simple, Sign up for class sheet turned into a nightmare because 3 weeks passed. And when I finally asked for help, they said it was too late. I was stuck with art for the rest of the year. It messed up my whole honors program thing. I could have gotten like an extra ribbon at graduation or whatever. I couldn't do that, and still haunts me to this day that I had to take art and mess up my entire thing with engineering. But that's still kind of bitter about that story. But yeah, it just to tell you, like, sometimes you're really shooting yourself in the own foot when you don't ask for help. Also, I didn't want to take art, and I still really don't like it. The teacher was bad, and no one liked her. It wasn't just me. And yeah, I still hate that class. Sorry. Yeah. For this picture, also, I was just to say, it's just kind of to show you guys that no one's really above health. No one's above health. No one's above help. If you need help, it's okay to ask. Really, sometimes it'd be realistic. Even if you're one of those people who think you don't really need it, or you're not in dire need of it, everyone really does need it. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you don't need help, because everyone will one day, and everyone does, in somehow, some way. Something like I kind of thought of, or I won't take full credit for this because it's not that clever, but even like Superman needs a Justice League, guys. It's fine, really, admitting it. You are better for asking. All right, tips for getting help: lower your defense. Have an open mind to receive help. Don't go in like, well, I know half of this. Well, I know more than this person, but I just need help with this thing, because that will get in the way of you actually receiving help. You just kind of have to go in there open-minded. I know it can be painful or patronizing, irritating for that to happen, but sometimes you just have to do it. Once again, something I'm telling you guys, but I need to practice myself, because this is really tough. You know what kind of person you are. All right, when it comes to getting help, just be humble, really. Treat it as a priority instead of an option. Example: if your house is burning down, it's not an option to call 911. You need to call 911, otherwise you're gonna die. Sometimes you just need to call. You just need help, pretty much. Don't waste your time thinking, well, I could do this on my own. Just treat it as a priority, even if it's not. Treat it as one. That way you'll get help. Another thing is, information. Let's say you're in a class and you're not that tech savvy, but everyone's using computers, and like they're on a website that you can't find the link to or whatever. Unless you ask for help, someone next to you or instructor, whatever, you just won't move on. So you'll get stuck, and it's not worth the inherent embarrassment, which is just kind of in your head, versus just being stuck. Sometimes you need to actually ask for help to move on, and that's what you need to do. Like I've said this before, it's part of tuition. You're paying for it, so you might as well use it. It's gonna be okay. Yeah. So just use it. Advising, Counseling Center, food pantry, it's all there. Yeah. So use it. Go with the family or friends. It's always better to go with someone else for support, especially if you're this is your first time doing something, you've never done anything like it before. When I actually told you guys about my friend coming to the counseling center, but even though he told me about it, I didn't go for the 3 years. I was walking with another friend down 6th Street Mall, and we were talking, and she said she had to make an appointment with the counseling center. I said, oh yeah, I've been meaning to do something like that for a couple of years now. And she said, why don't you just go? And I said, because I don't have the time, not that motivated. And she said, well, just come on. So she went up there, put in her appointment for it. And because I was right there on the spot, she said, you do it. And I was like, I guess so. I mean, I've been talking about it for 2 years. 2 years. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. And did it. Yeah. Even though I was in an uncomfortable position, the fact that I was with a friend, really helped me out. She led me there, and, seeing her do it, it kind of inspired me to do it. So it's better to, go with people if you can. Yeah. Friend, family member, whatever. And not everyone has that. Some people don't have supportive or real friends or family members who have the time necessarily to do those things. So sometimes you have to make yourself do it, in the same way that you make yourself eat food you don't want to, or I get up in the morning by throwing myself off the bed because it's early. You just have to make yourself do it. Just kind of do it. Shia LaBeouf, just do it. It's a hard thing, really. But if you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, it's either sink or swim. So you swim. If you just make yourself do it, so put yourself in an uncomfortable spot, then you'll move on. You'll be better for it. And yeah, that's just how you get through. That's how some people get through. That's how I get through. Yeah. Last thing about this slide. Oh, if you guys are wondering why there's a T-Rex on the slide, there's no reason. There's just no reason at all. I looked up help, maybe just for getting help for all these clip arts on these slides, and looked up getting help on images, and this T-Rex popped up. So I said, that has to be in the presentation, and it is. All right, that's it. You'll be fine. Have a great semester. Let's pretty much believe in you guys. Don't overstress yourself. Get sleep. Ask your advisors. You'll be cool. Seriously, it'll be good. Yep, and have a great semester. Oh yeah, last thing. The password for the quiz is T-Rex. Is why not? The end.